because I've always been a little bit angry with Nintendo, because for a 7-year-old game, Nintendo's still charging $60.
Yeah.
And that aggravates me.
Because here's the thing that everyone disagrees with me on. Hey, everybody, I'm going to bring up Skyward Sword in a positive way. Here I go.
Spoilers.
Hey, everybody. So we went back to that cupcake shop that I was talking about the other day. And went on down, and Christian got himself a cupcake.
Just for the experiment.
Just for the experiment. You asked for it, we provided it. Now we can follow up and actually and see what's going on with these cupcakes.
They're not $4 cupcakes.
They are not $4
Just say that
cupcakes.
right out the board.
They're not $4.
They're not big enough, and they don't taste good enough.
So there's a couple of things that, in retrospect, I did not really communicate in such a way that would be advantageous to my argument.
Yeah.
First of all, I said they were way bigger than they are. They are 3 inches tall. They're like 4 inches tall and 3 inches wide.
Yes, because you measured them with a tape measure.
I wanted to know.
One thing that you definitely should have included, though, is the fact that a $4.50 cupcake is the cheapest cupcake they have.
It's the cheapest
When
one
you told
they
me
have.
that, I was like, why did you not bring this up earlier? That changes everything.
Well, because how I got caught up on it is we went there and we got we got a cupcake for free. We had a voucher for a free cupcake because they were trying to promote their business. So I went over and I got my voucher for a free cupcake, and I was like, this cupcake's okay. How much would it have been? And I saw that it was $4.50. And I was like, what? You're kidding me. So that's how I got caught up on it, is that their cheapest cupcake is normally $4.50. And it didn't even occur to me until later that that's the cheapest cupcake they have.
It was good. I thought it was good. Maybe I should have gotten a different flavor. I got kind of like the first one I saw in the window. Oh no. No.
Oh no.
Oh, there is a way to get out of that.
So you got the first one that you saw.
I saw one in the window, and I was like, I got one that I would probably enjoy. I was like, this looks alright. I'll just get this.
Well, it was a chocolate cupcake with what, vanilla icing?
Yeah, it had a bunch of chocolate chips. It was like midnight chocolate something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I ate it. I was like, there wasn't enough special about it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good, but I mean,
was it better than a cupcake you would have gotten at Kroger or some other kind of grocery store, Food Lion?
Hey, Kroger's not bad.
Yeah. But was it better than a cupcake you could have gotten at Kroger?
Maybe a little bit.
Better than you would get one at Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it $4.50 better?
No way.
That's the point. That's my thing.
If your argument of that specific cupcake was, then...
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that my argument didn't stand up very well, is because I said the best cupcake in the world. And you really got hung up on that. And I really...
Well, that's what you said.
I know. I didn't mean it like that. God, she looks lonely. But I didn't mean it like that. They're pretty darn good cupcakes. This place, I mean, they're homemade, they're handmade, they're and this place, they don't sell anything except for cupcakes.
Yeah, if you go in there, it's big cakes and little small cupcakes, and there isn't even that big of a selection to do.
There's brownie, you can't get brownies, you can't get pastries. This is their thing. This is the only thing they do. And what I'm saying is, if this is going to be the only thing that you do, you better do it right. And you better not price it so friggin' expensive. I mean, that is insane to me, $4.50 for a cupcake.
I can say for everybody that hasn't tried it, he actually is... This makes sense.
I am not a crazy person. I have reasonable opinions.
If this wasn't true, I would say so by now. Trust my rage.
Well, everyone knows because they've watched enough Super Lilly Bros content by now that our basic dynamic is me getting upset about something or passionate about something and you not caring.
And me sometimes doing my best to convince you and it just not sticking at all.
Yeah. So do you think? But you still think that there's a cupcake out there that you would pay up to $8 for, or $4.50?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I am willing to believe in its existence.
You just have faith that there could be one.
It's not even a cake thing. It's just the fact that you say there is something out there that you would pay that much for. I don't think $8 is that much for anything.
Gosh, man, that's crazy to me.
I think you're just cheap, dog.
Well, I guess
that's the root issue.
There's got to be a price that's too expensive for anything, and I think that certain things are cheaper. Like, this comes into how I buy games too. So there's some games out there that are like 2 hours long and $20 to play, and I'm like, no. I'm not going to spend $20, even though $20 on a video game is a really good price.
I mean, some people judge it by how hard it is to make, though, and how expensive it is to make, which is a fair argument, I think.
Yeah, it all depends on how you approach it to begin with, because here's the thing that everyone disagrees with me on. Hey, everybody, I'm going to bring up Skyward Sword in a positive way. Here I go.
Spoilers.
Skyward Sword came out on Switch for $60. Everyone is furious because it's an old game that was $50 the first time. Now it's $60 HD on Switch.
I'd say I'm upset about that.
Yeah, everyone is. I'm okay with it because for me, it's about the quality of the game and how long I've spent playing it and is it worth it to me. So Skyward Sword, if it didn't have any changes made to it, I probably wouldn't care. But my main complaint with Skyward Sword is the motion controls.
If we're being honest, you are willing to pay that much because you hated the motion controls that much.
I truly hated those motion controls. It was like every time I was about to have fun, the game would be like, hey, would you like to roll on a ball but have to go back and forth with your little waggle stick? And then I'd be like, no, I wouldn't. And it would completely suck the fun out of it for me.
I did not have much problem with that. So I was definitely in the boat of... God, that's hard to concentrate. I was definitely in the boat of that being ridiculous. That
yeah.
they because I've always been a little bit angry with Nintendo because, as you know, I've been trying to buy Donkey Kong... Tropical Freeze.
I did not know this.
Well, sort of. I've been wanting to play it, so I was thinking about like buying it for myself.
Oh yeah.
But for a 7-year-old game, Nintendo's still charging $60.
Yeah.
And that aggravates me.
So here's the thing for me, and because I think that my opinion on it, and I will always believe that the price of something is determined upon the consumer, not the seller. So it can be too expensive for you and not too expensive for me.
It's subjective, yeah.
Yeah, it's a subjective thing. A lot of people want to say things are objective, but the price is not decided by the seller. The price is decided between the consumer and the seller.
Yeah.
This is the content you guys are here for.
Put a nickel in the jar.
Put a nickel in the jar. 2 nickels. That also includes Skyward Sword in this episode. Yeah. But so for me, so it's not is that game worth it? Is it worth it to me? And there's a lot of things that contribute to that. So my opinion on games first started with the Switch in particular because the Switch is the first console in a long time, Nintendo console in a long time, that has had games on it that aren't made by Nintendo and aren't shovelware in some way. And so I got to experience a lot of games. So LA Noire came out on Switch for $50. And I always heard, that is so expensive. That is that game is old. It's been around for, I don't know how long. It's like almost a decade. It's been around for a long time.
Which game?
LA Noire.
Oh, that's old?
Yeah, it's really old, apparently. And you can get it on Steam for way cheaper. I did wait for it to go on sale, but I still spent like $30 on it or something. Maybe it was $25. But I still got it for more than a lot of people would say it's worth. But it was worth it to me because I've never played LA Noire.
Yeah.
It's not 7 years old to me. It's new to me. This is my first chance because I don't have a PC to be able to play LA Noire on Steam or something. And I've never owned a non-Nintendo console until this generation, Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of non-Nintendo games that I'm willing to shovel out a lot more money for because they're new to me. So then when Skyward Sword comes out and it's $60 and everyone's mad because it's an old game, for me it's like, well, I'm used to paying a little bit more for old games because I'm, one, willing to... I think it's worth it to fix a lot of the problems in Skyward Sword, and I want to actually enjoy that game. And two, it's worth it to play it on the go. And three, it's worth it to have it on a more convenient console for me. So those three things added up. I was like, is it a little expensive? Yeah. So I went and I bought it at Walmart for $10 cheaper.
Oh yeah, Walmart comes in clutch a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to remember how to make her do her mirror trick?
Try pressing, Oh.
Huh, I've pressed all the buttons.
Oh, okay. Have Link
shine the light on her,
and
work.
Then switch to her immediately.
No, because you have to use the Windwaker. You can't shine the light at the same time.
What?
Yeah, if you shine the light on her, you can't hold that position.
Huh.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No, yeah. I remember this being a fairly simple puzzle. Oh. You've done it in reverse. Have Link go down there and have her fly up there.
Frick. Oh, wait, she does it automatically.
Yeah, she does it automatically if you... Yeah, have her fly up there.
I ate my dum-dum sauce this morning.
But yeah, so for me... I think that the price of games is a lot more subjective than people like to say it is.
Well, okay, here's my problem with the new Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
I think they've been doing a pretty good job with these remasters. They made this one, of course, I think this one is excellent. Twilight Princess was a little bit worse, but it was still good.
It was alright. I didn't like
it. It was okay. It was like, I mean, we bought it.
Yeah, but that's because we're us.
I mean, but we bought it, though, so, like, there's only so much we could say.
But, Christian, I'm a sucker.
That's part of my argument. But, yeah, that one was less good, but it was still, like, it was all right.
Yeah.
And then I feel like Skyward Sword came out, and it did even less than that, and it still almost even looks like the same game, just updated a little bit. And then they're pretending as if it's a new game and charging as if it's a new game. And I was like, all right, this just felt like Nintendo being greedy and trying to get as much as they can with like putting in as little effort as they can into a game.
So I'm going to challenge you on that. First of all, I think that Skyward Sword addressed more of the problems with Skyward Sword than Twilight Princess did.
That's because Skyward Sword had more problems.
It had more problems, but there are some pretty big problems in Twilight Princess that weren't even touched.
The main ones were.
Like what?
The Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. They made that shorter.
Not really.
Yeah, they did.
They made less bugs, but they made it a selling point that they made less bugs. But what they actually did was whenever there were two bugs, wrong way, they actually put, where they had said that they had made, sorry, when I say bugs, I'm talking about the bugs that have the light. the Tears of Light in them, not like game-breaking bugs.
Yeah.
But where there used to be 2 bugs, they now only have 1, and that's how there's less of them. Other than that, the Twilight Zones are exactly the same.
It's not always they have less bugs. They're more spread out, but they make you go across less of the area.
I could.
I haven't played in a while. That's how I remembered it.
Yeah. There was a couple of issues with Twilight Princess that, for me, didn't get fixed. Because just the general pacing issues with that game were not really addressed. You're still not able to do anything for, the first, 4 hours of that game.
How would you fix that in a remaster? That's just a part of the game.
There would be ways to make it more skippable and stuff like that.
How would you... I wouldn't know how to do that. That's a core part of the story of the game.
Okay, fair enough. But there's stuff that I would consider fairly core to Skyward Sword, like the motion controls that they fixed with that.
You're saying they did do that or they didn't?
In Skyward Sword they fixed the motion controls by letting you.
Oh yeah.
And people have said that they're more accurate than they were on the Wii as well. Also, I'm also going to challenge you on this with the graphics. You go back and play Skyward Sword.
Oh yeah, I know it looks like trash in the original.
It looks like trash in the original. I had made that game look so beautiful in my memory.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. All they did is not make it look like trash. It doesn't look good necessarily. It just looks like it's it's passable now.
Yeah. But it looks like it's actually
I think it should be aiming more
art style instead of poopy doo doo.
What?
But it looks like it's trying to be its so I think now you could say if you don't like how it looks, it's because you don't like the art style of the game. But I feel like it has realized its art style better now.
Yeah, I like a little bit maybe.
So I feel like those are 2 pretty substantial changes, because those are my 2 biggest complaints with the game, is the motion controls and it looks bad. I literally started playing Skyward Sword with my glasses off just so that I could actually enjoy it at all. Last time I played it on Wii.
Well, that's another thing that I think I did not have that problem.
Yeah. So,
but if you have these problems, then yes, this new remaster is made for you.
Yeah. So, that's kind of my thing. So I don't think it was as lazy as people like to say. I don't think it was perfect. I do think it's expensive, but I don't think it's in this realm of, because people were framing it as Nintendo has done something morally evil by charging this much for the game. And
I wouldn't go that far, but I would tend to lean more that side.
Yeah. I don't think... So, I would say they've done something unwise by charging that much, but I wouldn't say it's evil. And I would say the same thing about the Cupcakes. The Cupcakes are too expensive. But I don't think that the shopkeeper is greedy and evil. I think that they just are really bad at pricing their cupcakes and have not guessed what a normal consumer would want to pay for those. And that's what I feel about Nintendo. I feel like they made a bad decision.
Nintendo is Nintendo though. They should know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
If they are keeping a game that price for that long,
yeah,
they're only doing that intentionally because everybody else is not doing that except for them.
Well, right, but that doesn't make it morally wrong.
Morally wrong? Well, they can do whatever they want because it's their games. Yeah. I'm just saying to the person buying them, that's extremely frustrating for customers that are all right, I don't want to buy this now, but I'll just wait for the price to drop down, and it never does.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's so many people like that.
If that's all you're saying, yeah, I'm on that page. Yeah, that's frustrating that it never goes down and all that sort of stuff. But I'm just saying, them not following the trend isn't necessarily, it's bad because it's not...
They're not, dictators or anything.
Yeah,
if people are saying that, then
people
that's
are saying
stupid.
they're dictators, and they're saying... I see this all the time. They're basically forcing you to get the game for $60. And I'm like... quite literally, no one is forcing you to buy this luxury item for your luxury console.
Here's a brand new thought. Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
That's my thing. Because the way that they'll lower their prices is if you think it's too expensive, then don't get it. I don't think it's too expensive, so I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'm going to do things like you can buy it secondhand. You can go to Walmart and get it for $10 cheaper than you can everywhere else. Like, it's just... That's how it is for me. So... I'm not saying, it's properly priced or it's the best price ever, but the price is decided between you and Nintendo together. And if you don't agree to it, then don't get it. But when you're disappointed that you can't have it because it's too expensive, don't say that it's like a moral failing on Nintendo's part for charging that much.
No, I would definitely not say it's a moral problem, but I do think it is something they need to get a lot better at. Yeah. That is a problem that they have.
Yeah, I do think they need to get better at it because... I think they would actually end up making more money if they charged less. If Skyward Sword was $40, I think hundreds of thousands more of people would have bought it and they would have made more money by the end of it.
And I also think that's just an acceptable price to me.
Yeah.
That would seem very normal. Like if you're remastering a game that's like not, it's pretty old now. It's like 10 years old.
Yeah.
And you're remaking it and you kind of just updated a couple things and re-released it, then yeah, I'd pay $20 to $40 for it.
Yeah.
That seems fair.
Yeah, that seems fair to me too. So this is a very interesting conversation, so I didn't want to cut it down, but we are at that 20-minute mark, so...
Darn shame.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Well, guys, we'll see you next time.
On Windwaker.
On Windwaker. You know what to do.
And if you don't, ask someone.